welcome to our top 10 quick comic picks. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and this is what we're going to try to make a quick show, but some of these books are going to be real hard to sum up really fast. So head over to the website, infinityflux.net, right now, where you can order these books. They are live right now. You can order them while supplies last, and definitely do that after you hear a little bit more about these books.
Yep.
So let's get into it, because it is a big week.
Big week, and almost none bigger. Well, there's plenty that are big, but the first one we're going to talk about is Absolute Evil. So this is a one-shot that features, I guess, the first meeting that we see of several of the villains of the Absolute Universe. You have Joker, you have Ra's al Ghul, you have Veronica Cale, and a couple others as well. And they're kind of lamenting the fact that, hey, there are these heroes who have been popping up, who have been throwing a wrench in our operations, and we need to figure out how to deal with them. And this is also the first appearance of the Absolute Universe version of Green Arrow, Oliver Queen. So it's really cool to see him in there. He's a lot like the main universe version, but a few differences as well. So just a very cool issue. It's cool to see the villains come together. There are some concepts and ideas talked about in here that may have larger ramifications for the entire Absolute Universe to come. So very cool. If you like the Absolute Universe, do not miss this one shot.
Expect a lot of twists and turns in this issue.
Yep.
Next up, we have X-Men Age of Revelation Overture. This is the big one. This is the kind of official kickoff, the alpha issue for the Age of Revelation story that we're going to have over the next few months. This is by Jed MacKay and Ryan Stegman. It is a beautiful book. If you read the Zero issue, if you read issue 22 of X-Men, all of those kind of feed into this. But in this, we are now in the Age of Revelation story, in the Revelation territories that they are calling them. We see a lot of familiar faces, but maybe not on the side of good or bad that we expect. There is a lot of shakeup in here. We are learning about the roles that some of these characters are playing. Of course, we know that they are going to try and stop Revelation, Doug Ramsey, but who is on the team? And expect a lot of surprises and maybe characters you thought would be around for a while. Maybe not going to be around as long as you thought they were. Very cool interpretations of characters. And yeah, this does a pretty good job. If you didn't read that Zero, if you didn't read issue 22 or X-Men leading up to this, you do get kind of a synopsis told by one of the characters about what everything is. We do still have some of those issue zeros on our website, so go ahead and order those if you want the play-by-play of that story. But if you just want to start right here, definitely, if you're planning on reading any of the Age of Revelation books, I think this is a must pick up, because it does start in motion all of the story.
All right, well, next up, we've got Justice League, the Omega Act Special. This is a one-shot as well that acts as a prologue to DCKO, and we know that that starts next week on October 8th is when issue number 1 of that comes out. This spans a range of time from Krypton before it was destroyed to all the way in the 853rd century. The Time Trapper takes Booster Gold and another character into the future to show them just how dangerous Darkseid's Legion is. And we learn some things about Krypton that may actually inform a little bit of DCKO as well. So if you're very excited for DCKO, this is the last book we have before we get into the main series.
Next up, another big one, Spider-Man Noir #1. This is actually written by Eric Larson, and the art's by Andrea Brocado. And this is actually, this is a Spider-Man Noir who is back to his own universe after all the Spider-Verse stuff. He knows about the Spider-Verse, all of that, but it is still 1939 in his universe. And he's still got that Parker look, but he is definitely a more brutal version of Spider-Man. But he's still got the Parker look. His rent is due, and he does not have the money for this until a sultry dame walks into his detective agency and needs help with a murder close to her. So, really fun kickoff of this book. Really good art, really fun aesthetic for this. So, don't miss out on Spider-Man Noir.
Well, any other week, this would have been the number 1 book we're talking about, but there's so many big ones this week that this is the third one. This is Batman #2, And this issue starts right where the last one left off, with Robin at gunpoint, being held at gunpoint by some of the police officers of the Gotham City Police Department. And most of this book is Robin Tim Drake. So Tim Drake fans are going to be very happy with this. He actually does get captured by the cops. He gets thrown in the back of their paddy wagon with some other criminals who are not happy to see him in there. We get some cool action, Robin taking out some guys. Batman is in this, but it's mostly a Robin story. We also get some nice flashback scenes of Bruce teaching Tim how to drive stick shift, and just some nice father-son dynamics. So another excellent issue of Batman. I like this one even better than issue number 1, and I loved issue number 1.
Well, next up, a big one in size and number and significance. This is Venom issue 250. So this is a big kind of setup issue for some stories to come in the future. And this bounces between two stories within it. One involving Mary Jane, who has the Venom symbiote. She does some action and everything, but she's also trying to get back into the acting world, and she's got an audition, but Madame Mask might be there to stop her from any fun. The other story involves the Skrull that we saw at the end of a previous issue of Venom, who has found out about the cult of Null that is forming throughout the galaxy, and he knows the only person that can stop this is Venom. And can he warn Venom in time, or is the Cult of Null going to stop him before he can warn everybody? So, a big issue. It does go back and forth. There is a little bonus story at the end, but this one definitely sets up some big stories for the Venom universe coming up in the future.
Next up, I love this one. This is Gunpowder Prophets number 1. This is a new book from Mad Cave, and this is like whereas Six Gun is Supernatural meets Old West, this is Supernatural meets 70s buddy cop grindhouse style storytelling. It's about these two guys, Huck and Marley. They get hired by this woman to rescue her daughter from a cult that her husband started. But it's not just a regular cult. The guy who started it, he's actually into the occult and learning magic and doing some just weird, like supernatural, almost demonic things. And these guys have to sneak into this cult and rescue this young girl, but it's going to be much easier said than done. This is really fun. There's some good action. It's supernatural, but it's also got some humor to it. This is the perfect time of year to be reading a book like this. If you're looking for something brand new to read, something with a fresh coat of paint on it, I highly recommend this one.
And one I highly recommend, I thought this was awesome. This is the Author Immortal. This is a new book from Frank Barbary and Morgan Beam. And this one is, I believe, an oversized first issue where we meet our main character, Hector, and he is a teacher, kind of a scholar, and a amateur writer. And things aren't going too great for him and his child. Until he is contacted by one of the biggest authors of the modern day, who writes young adult fiction, but has come under some scrutiny for some certain hot takes that they have. But he can't, turn away this opportunity, and she needs him because he is an expert on a older author, like young adult author, and she wants to reboot that franchise to kind of get her name back in the spotlight. And she's going to need his help. But something weird's happening. All the books that this once beloved writer, who now has come under a lot of scrutiny, has written, even in people's houses, are starting to leak black, liquid, inky smoke, and monsters are forming and devouring the owners of the book. So what has this author done? What dark deal has she made for this kind of author immortality? So this is definitely playing on a certain author that has come under a lot of scrutiny, but with a really cool mystery, supernatural element, in the bedrock of it. So if that sounds interesting to you, and if you like kind of books about books, this is a really cool one.
The last one for me is Starship Godzilla number 1. This is the third and so far, or for now, final book in this new shared Godzilla universe that IDW is putting out. And this gives me vibes of Guardians of the Galaxy mixed with Alien, but all taking place inside of Mechagodzilla, because they pilot Mechagodzilla as their starship. there's this roguish group that is hired by a mysterious client to steal these eggs, these like alien eggs in this incubator. They do that. They get them back to their ship, which again is Mechagodzilla. But then one of the eggs hatches, and the thing inside the egg gets out and runs amok in the ship. And this crew is going to have to try to find where it is, figure out what that alien is, how dangerous it is, that kind of thing. There's some twists and turns and something at the end that lets you know what this story is going to be about. But very cool. It's weird that it's in the Godzilla universe because it's in space. It's a space story, but it's very, very fun. This may be my favorite of the 3 Godzilla books.
And lastly for me, it's Amazing Spider-Man number 13. We are back with Spider-Man in space. He has now rescued all of these captives from Dr. Xanto Starblood, who he thought was a good guy until he learned he's been experimenting on even some of his friends, like Rocket Raccoon is there. So now they have to determine what to do with the Doctor. And all the captives are definitely very into sending him out an airlock or even worse. But Peter wants to, talk them down, and there has to be something better they can do. This is all flashes back and forth between them debating that and a mission they're going on in the future, and they all kind of come together to see the full story and maybe why Peter has a certain, why he wants to save this Doctor.
Right.
So this is a really cool issue. Fantastic Pepe Larraz art on here. And I would be fine if this was its own book called like Space Spider-Man or something.
Oh, I would buy it in a heartbeat because I love
this is really, really great.
It's really good.
And that is it for our top 10 quick comic picks. So thank you so much for watching. Head over to infinityflux.net right now. Order these books. They are live on the website. That way you don't miss out on any of these. When they are released on Wednesday, you already have your name on one. And yeah, there is a lot to go through. So if you want to see more, we didn't even touch on all the number ones and everything in this show. Watch our longer show coming up next where we're going over these, some of their variants, and much more. And I can only imagine how long that one's going to be. So we'll have to get right to that. So until next time, see ya.